Nevada.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Tomney, Ms. Salehi. Congratulations on your nominations. Mr. Tomney, let me start with you. Everybody's aware of Freddie Mae and Fannie Mac. They're household names for many Americans, but few folks are aware of the Federal Home Loan Bank system. The nation's 11 federal home loan banks are charged with meeting the affordable housing, the community development needs of the states and the communities they serve. So my question, Mr. Tomney, to you is, if confirmed as Inspector General, will you commit to take a fresh look at the distribution of work in the IOG and ensure that the FHLBs are given the appropriate level of meaningful oversight as outlined in their mission? And that includes each federal home loan bank's community lending plans.
Thank you, Senator, for the question. I agree with you that if you stopped random people on a sidewalk, that most people would be able to at least be familiar with Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac and generally speaking what they do, and that perhaps far few would understand what the federal home loan bank system is all about. So yes, Senator, if confirmed, I look forward to getting in the office, rolling up my sleeves, seeing where the current breakdown of resources are devoted, and taking a fresh look to ensure that not only are we looking at the federal home loan bank system, but to make sure that to the extent that we do reporting on it, that those reports are meaningful to key stakeholders like yourself. And I look forward to working with you and your staff if confirmed to do so.
I appreciate that because I have concerns that the federal home loan banks are not meeting the needs of all their communities. Let me just give you an example. In previous years, only one bank has any goal for Native Americans in the community. And so I'm hopeful that you will really take a look at that and be transparent and provide the information Congress we need to be able to work with the federal home loan banks as well. So thank you for your comment. Let me touch on cybersecurity very quickly, and I know some of my colleagues have. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac rely heavily on counterparties and third parties to originate and service the mortgages enterprises purchase and provide operational support for a wide array of professional services. This reliance creates an opening for cyber criminals. So these counterparties and third parties would be under your office's oversight. How do you see the OIG office monitoring and reporting on cybersecurity during the selection and procurement process of these counterparties and third-party service providers?
Thank you, Senator, for the question. Certainly the counterparties and third-party risk area has dovetailed extensively into the cyber security world. If confirmed, I look forward to getting up to speed on exactly what has been done so far. There are certain statutory reports that OIGs within the government do. I'm not convinced that that is nearly enough, and so if confirmed, I can commit to you that that will be one of the focus areas for me, because as you state, the risk is so very high, particularly with the volume of NPI and PII information that is out there. That could be the subject of criminal actors.
Thank you. And then when appropriate, can you promise transparent and accessible delivery of your findings to Congress?
Senator, yes.
Thank you. Ms. Salehi, same question. When appropriate, can you make sure that transparent and accessible delivery of findings to Congress as well?
Absolutely, Senator, yes.
Thank you. Ms. Salehi, the Export-Import Bank is important to Nevada companies. 26 companies in Nevada use the Ex-Im Bank to sell their products to buyers abroad. You have extensive experience at the Ex-Im Bank. If confirmed as the Inspector General, what barriers do you expect to have as an IG, and what will you need to overcome those barriers?
Thank you for the question, Senator. Obviously, I am not currently at the bank. only have access to their public information. And in reviewing those public reports and information, I can't identify any specific issue currently that they may be facing. However, in general, as we have talked about here before, the general barriers for any IG would be, for example, lack of funding if the agency program or the agency has grown in size, and for example, their OIG has not grown in the same, in the same level and extent. That would be an issue because that would hinder the ability of the OIG to produce meaningful and impactful evaluations and audits. Another barrier would be if there is a lack of access to information or to the agency head. It's very important to have those constructive relationships with the agency head. I guess lastly, I will mention also the issue of independence, which we discussed before, and that would be a barrier if not recognized by the agency.
So, and I know my time is almost up, but let me just ask you this, because you both talk about independence. I've taught, and I've heard my colleagues asking you questions about how important is it to be independent and get the independent facts that you need. It's crucial to be able to carry out the functions of your jobs. Isn't that correct?
That's correct, Senator. It is a core value for us in OIGs to be independent of mind and to look at facts in a nonpartisan fashion and lead the facts wherever they take us.
Thank you. I know my time is up. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Cortez Masto. That's it for the hearing. Thank you to both our nominees for being here today and providing testimony. It was a productive